Oh my goodness. Okay. Woo! Okay, I'm here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How are you guys? Sorry about the delay. I'm out of migraine territory. I have no pain, but I didn't realize how fuzzy my thinking was today until tonight when I decided to go live. I'm like, hey, this sounds like a great idea. And then I'm looking at this stuff like, what is this? So my disclaimer tonight is I'm out of migraine territory. It's been flaring up all week because of this Mars-Saturn opposition, because my natal sun is right in the middle of it with my natal Saturn and Mercury on either side of it. So it's like really doing weird things to my brain and my mind. But like my brain, my head, everything feels better today. But I am telling you, I'm sure I'm going to say some weird stuff tonight. And I told Spirit, just take over. Because I really am like, what was I thinking about going live? So there's a lot of things, but I thought it would be easy because last night, when we got the news that there was going to be something happening in New York at around 2 p.m. Eastern time today, I got the chart and I got the asteroids and I was laughing my butt off. There is so much good stuff in this chart just with the asteroids. So I'm like, I can tell a story with asteroids. I can show charts to kind of plug in the gaps and literally connect the dots around the wheel. And then we'll throw some cards if we need to. But you guys, we're just getting started. We have really, really, really good news. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the quarter moon today. It was this afternoon. I'm just having these really weird experiences with this migraine, this opposition, and really kind of breaking through. Like, I was worried about this Mars-Saturn opposition because they can be, usually Mars and Saturn show up in charts with accidents and death, you know, that type of stuff, trauma. So I was worried about that because I have some planets that have been really stuck. Well, we have Uranus in Taurus, the thing that relieves pressure, the thing that suddenly makes dramatic things happen, like in Surfside. That is such a Uranian thing, something out of the blue, shocking, forever changing things. So I was kind of worried that things might go badly for me, but what I'm discovering is I'm having a very, very good experience minus this migraine. But weird things are happening. I'll just tell you right now before I forget, because my brain is not going to remember. So you guys know we have a lot of trees here. I'm always like out there chopping down trees because I just want some dappled sunlight because it's so dark. I need some sunlight. And you can tell like the plants below, everything needs some sunlight. So we have these giant oak and walnut and something else's. I mean, big, old, giant trees that like at least 100 years old. But there's this one that it doesn't go straight up. Somehow it's on this weird angle, like literally goes on an angle like that. It's not even 45 degrees. It's lower. And it's like this big trunk, but then it's like so big. And it just goes across. And a week ago, I like even took a video. I was like, you guys, whenever it storms, these dead branches come out. And I like point up to the tree. This is a tree that I want. We need to do something with this. My husband loves the trees. But I'm like, I really wish we didn't have this tree because it's dangerous. Tonight, out of the clear blue, we're sitting there and all of a sudden, no breeze, no rain. The thing falls over. Totally falls over in the yard. I mean, it covers my entire yard from one side to the other. It missed both of the pitching nets, so those didn't get ruined. And it missed the light bulb that we have by another tree. It just perfectly fell over. I was so excited. But the thing is, I'm like, I swear I just created that. And like I looked at the transits with the chart and I'm like, holy crap. the transits were activating the thing where I have always been so stuck, and I needed this whole T-square to relieve that pressure so I could get into my creative energies. And when I looked at the chart in the moment, I'm like, holy crap, this is powerful stuff. And so I'm having like a lot of very powerful, almost kind of like wizardry like things happen. Gonna go with the flow with it. That's all. So I just want to tell you that little story before we get started. Let me say hello to you guys. Hi, you guys. Hi there. Hi. Hello. Get all the way. Hi, Stacy. Michelle and Connie and Carol. Beth and JD. Lucy and Marie. I'm so happy to see you guys. You matter to me. Hi. Okay. So, yes, please like the video. It helps me a lot. Hi, Crystal Tarot Apothecary. There's been so much going on, you guys. We knew this was coming. Hey, Connie Brown, it's okay. Don't worry about being late. But this is like, okay, so like in the past month, I've had 3 huge trees come down. This one stunned me because I realized it was my personal power. There was another one farther off in the corner. I didn't really like that. It looked kind of dead. It looked kind of dangerous. And I keep trying to tell husband, I'm like, we got to get that down. It's dangerous. But I feel like he doesn't believe me, or he's just terrified of a bill if we have that taken care of. And then a couple weeks before that, we had another tree just suddenly, again, clear blue sky, fall over. And he's like, what is she chopping down now? And it wasn't me. So, yeah, 3 big trees in less than a month. And if you think about it, trees, earthy, represented by the planet Saturn, fallen over. Saturn is opposite my sun. It's been very hard all my life. I've just accepted it, but I'm finally getting relief. So if you guys are scared about all the astrologers talking about this T-square, I'm going to go out on a limb, and say, you might manifest good things. Things might just suddenly work out when you least expect it, right? And then, of course, today, if you guys are with Linda G's group, talked to my dad today through her. It was amazing. And then I swear I saw a big giant orb in my yard later on tonight. Who knows what it was? It was just amazing. Just amazing. So, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yes, Connie, it was, so like, that's another story I want to tell you guys at someday, because it's like my dad, his story, my story, totally freaking amazing. Just amazing. His first name is Roy. No middle name, but Roy means king in Latin, not in Latin, but I'm just like, he is such the Mr. Aloha king. Everywhere he goes. He's so amazing. So loved. So, what are we talking about today? We're going to talk story. Okay. I put this down here. I just want to look at this past full moon. Remember my last live? We did the full moon over MarALago, and we did it over Washington, D.C., and I was freaking out about the full moon over MarALago, because I'm like, you guys, something's happening. I'm like, especially, there was just so much happening in this chart. The Justice card, thing giving life to this full moon over MarALago, it was reversed. Like, ooh, because usually Donald and Pootie like the Justice card upright, because that's how they get their justice. They make things happen in their favor. But this was reversed. Remember, I had such a hard time last week. I had to really concentrate on trying to, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I had to concentrate so hard on whether or not the cards needed to be upright or reversed. And I was shocked by all the reversals, this being one of them. So that was Justice reversed. And that came up with, see, I think I got the cards right. The 4 of Pentacles upright. Trying to hang on to all the monies. All the monies. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you, even though we had our third quarter moon today, but it wasn't until several hours afterwards. So this chart was still active. And then this is the part that had me totally screaming. This full card came up. It was crowning MarALago. I'm like, you guys, this is my sealed indictment card. Don't know what's happening. Well, guess what happened? This card over here, this ninth house, that card came up and I was screaming again because it was with the devil. Upright. This is the area of law enforcement and our courts. The devil is there. Whoa. Shared resources. You know what showed up here? Shared resources. Who's sharing resources? Donald and Alan Weisselberg. Okay. Shared resources. Whenever I get to this eighth house, shared resources. That's taxes. Shared income. You know, other payments you get through other people that's not income. It could be inheritances. It can be gifts. The Seven of Swords came up over MarALago. Stealing, getting away with it. They stole so much money. The seventh house over here, that's your partnership or your enemy. Well, the Seven of Cups came up. Here, your partner or your opposition. And I felt like there were some things I couldn't totally see because they were still being figured out. Well, your partner, well, what exactly have you been doing with shared monies? Making deals with the devil? Silly. You get indicted for that. So that happened. I drew the astrology card that had Venus in love here. The fifth house of the sun. You know, the leader of the household, Donald. Venus came up. I'm like, I didn't want to get too excited, but this also means women. It also means money. I just remember getting like so excited and heartbreak beneath their feet. Three of Swords. I was getting way too excited. So this was that chart last week. Oh, and they showed up weak with the strength card. Here, your vitality, who you are, your vim and vigor, totally weak. But then remember, Rebecca Mercer showed up like this. Yes. Oh my God, that's a whole other thing I've been working on. I think Rebecca Mercer did give him up. I've like been working on the April to June segment from 2020. Holy crap, you guys. I thought the big thing was about KJU dying, not dying. No, it was, well, it was that, plus the stressor of him not being around, trying to deal with elections and rig elections, but then the whole EncroChat, the app, I can't wait to share that with you. That's what I've been really digging through. Two things that stand out to me. Number one, Mercer. I think that's when she really was getting nailed. Trace it back to there. And number two, I do not like how much Justice Roberts was showing up in favorable positions with Donald. Also, Clarence Thomas showed up way too much as well. Some of the other justices did, but there was some weird stuff going on, and I did not like how it looked like Putin also had his hand in the mix of what was going on. And I think that's like when they dropped Flynn's case, and it looked like Judge Reggie was getting piled on. It all showed up. It's kind of freaky. So those were the things that stood out to me. I really want to get to that April and June thing that I've been working on because it's kind of amazing. Oh, the other thing I talked about last week that was freaking me out was that the CANOPENER eclipse. Remember the July 16th miserable CANOPENER eclipse? Okay, we got to talk. I need to tell you this again because it's so amazing. I need a whiteboard. I thought I had another one. We have to revisit this. So, what was the CANOPENER eclipse? That happened on July 16th, 2019. It was so significant. I called it the can opener because it was like we finally could wedge in like a knife, a cutting edge that would stick its teeth into something and hold on, and slowly, with every passing day, every passing month, it would notch itself over a little bit more until things would open wide up. This can opener eclipse, I call it, the sun was at 24 degrees Cancer and the moon was at 24 degrees Capricorn. The end of July, those last 2 months and 2 weeks, I remember going through with you guys, was absolutely miserable. It just was so raw. It felt like almost having your soul slowly torn out of you with your heart into your gut. It was a very visceral, devastating experience. We all felt it, and it was so painful because the United States Mercury is also at 24 degrees. Mercury is the planet that has to do with people, our neighborhoods, our communications, our kids, how we talk to one another. It was so devastating. Well, the reason why this is the can opener, I call it the can opener eclipse, is because of this 24 degree mark. Donald Trump, in his chart, his Saturn is at 23 degrees Cancer. Saturn is the thing that creates obstacles and blockages. Like if a road is under construction and there's a construction horse that's there that says do not enter or detour, that's coming up to Saturn. You can't do what you want. You're going to do it my way, and you have no other choice. And you're going to follow the way I tell you to, if you want. So think of it like that, as a block. So Donald's Saturn is 23 degrees. His Venus is 25 degrees Cancer. Venus having to do with money, women, love, things that you want, votes, campaigns, ballots. This is so tight together, 23 degrees, it's conjunct. The only thing that separates them is this 24 degree mark. But if you're someone wanting to collect money from Donald, every single time to get to his money, you have to go through Saturn. You have to go through the construction. And the construction horse is right there. And him being a guy who's in construction, he keeps moving the construction horse all over the place. You cannot get to the money, and he knows that. Alan Weisselberg also has a conjunction like this, but his is a little bit farther apart. Like his is, I think, if his was 23, his Saturn is at 23, his Venus is at like 27. So there's an larger window that's open to get to Weisselberg's money. And hello, he's the one that was indicted, charged today. But never has this. Donald knows he's got this block and nobody can get his money. Until July 16th, 2019, we had this, I called it the can opener eclipse because I knew the teeth were sunk in there. And eclipses are usually active on average 18 months to 2 years. It can be longer. This one, I think, was active much more longer and much more potently because the planet Pluto was rolling around at the 24 degree mark for a really long time. Like I think at one time it stayed there for like 3 or 4 months, but throughout the entire year, I think Pluto was at this mark for like 6 to 9 months. So I was confident that this can opener eclipse would do something. Well, slowly but surely, it's taken a long time. You know, we've had to deal with Mazars, we've had to deal with the rejection, we've had to deal with SCOTUS saying yes, saying no, blah, blah, blah. But finally, today, there was an indictment against the Trump organization. There's a co-conspirator number 1. blah, 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 blah. Let's just say, yeah, Donald's in trouble. This is so significant because when there's one, okay, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. There's some other critical things that have happened, but this one is pertinent to Donald. This full moon in Capricorn, last June 24th, well, right at the top of the chart, we have 21 degrees. The top of the chart, and there was 21 degrees Cancer. Donald's Saturn is 2 degrees away. His Venus is there, but in the skies above, we have the activity of Mars and Venus. There's a fight to find out something about money. We got money here. The astrology card here on the ascendant had Mars, force, like an attack. Well, where is it? Where is it? Da, da, da. I just had it. Please show it to me. They announced the 2:00 p.m. presser today. I think that's about the time that Weisselberg gave himself up. 2 p.m., Manhattan, New York. Looky here, you guys. The top of the chart, 24 degrees Cancer. The bottom of the chart, 24 degrees Capricorn. Ta-da! It is, the CANOPENER eclipse is wide open in Manhattan for this indictment. The top and the bottom of the chart. The other thing, do you know what else happened? When the sun was 24 degrees Capricorn this year, on that day, Donald Trump was impeached the second time. This is magic. I said he was done back then. He's been totally done. But now we have, we have like a bookmark here that's holding it wide open so that we can observe and enjoy all that's ready to unfold. This is a devastating chart for so many reasons, but we're just going to go ahead and play with the asteroids, and I'll tell you that story, okay? How are you guys doing? It is pretty cool. Crystal Terra, yeah, it's never really been a good energy for 45. And Cancer being the sign of family, having a family business. I'm going to get his chart out of the box, the filing box I've had to lock away with my Santo Paulo because it makes my office smell. Oh, please tell me. Okay. His very, 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 very beat up chart. That's it. Oh, man. Oh, and like the other thing I've been waiting to see what would happen is, look at this Mercury. The Mercury here, I don't know if you can see this. I've been waiting to see what would happen at 19 Gemini, because 19 degrees Gemini was the north node marker, where we're headed to. The north node eclipse, you're letting go of the south node, the full moon. You're headed towards the north node. That's life where we go. I've been waiting since January. Literally. I haven't told you guys this. What happens with this 19-degree Gemini marker? Because on January 6th, the north node of the moon was at 19 degrees Gemini. This 19-degree Gemini mark hung around for a long time because it's also at the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Remember, the Christmas star on the first day of Christmas was activated here. It was also activated back on like December 14th, I think, 2020. We had a new moon solar eclipse. that was the one releasing of a solar figure. Because the south node is the full moon, represents the full moon. The south node is the stuff you're letting go of, that's been revealed. You're shedding it away. We don't need this stuff anymore. So back in December, when the sun was in Sagittarius, it was conjunct the south node. The sun, representing a leader, a solar figure, meant that for the United States, the way the chart was, we were releasing a solar figure. Don Julio. It just, that's the way it went. And then Netanyahu got released too. Poof. It took a while. But I always wanted to know what's going on with this, not only because of January 6th, Saturn, Jupiter, and the releasing of the solar figure. What's going to happen in its place? Well, we just had Mercury retrograde. It turned direct not too long, about a week and a half or so ago. His indictments today. Hello. Releasing a solar figure. We have the authority because Mercury is at 19 degrees Gemini, conjunct the solar eclipse point. Where we're headed, where we're going, brand new. That sticks. Sticks like gum on your shoe that you can never, ever get off. Or the Nordstrom stickers on the bottom of your shoes at the Nordstrom rack. You can't get that stuff off. That is stuck. Stuck. He's done and he's stuck. He's so stuck, you guys. How are you guys doing? For entertainment purposes only. Okay. Geek Hillbilly, take care of you. Yes, Rick. Okay. So those were two things that were really, really huge. But I want to tell this story because it is so good. Just a side note, okay, so some of these asteroids, I'm going to tell you the one that had me crying. Okay, whiteboard, here it is. Yeah, I'm still like trying to get myself oriented, getting out of migraine weather. It's like I'm looking around my office like I have never been here before. Okay. So this was the funniest thing to me. So there is an asteroid called Tucker. Yeah. And today, now the asteroids I'm talking about are the asteroids when they were supposed to have that presser at 2 p.m., so I'm just sticking with that chart. So the asteroid Tucker was at 20 degrees Virgo. That Tucker. Well, there's this other asteroid. It was conjunct this other asteroid at 20 degrees Virgo. Called Cuck. You guys know what a cuck is? If you take out your Urban Dictionary, it's a person who has a mate who very sadly knows that mate is sleeping with someone else, but can't say or do anything about it. So, so today, that presser came about, Tucker conjunct the cuck. It died. I absolutely died. They probably have separated by now. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then I think one of the times that I first used my dice to roll them out, what's going on. And my question at the time was, when will Donald be indicted? And I can't remember everything I have, but this has always stuck with me. I had the number 12, and I remember I had the sign of Gemini. So here we're back to Gemini. It's like, when is Don Julio going to be indicted? I remember I had these two things. I don't know. You guys remember that? And then whatever that was Aries. So at the time we were like, does that mean when the moon is in Gemini? Is it when the sun's in Gemini? I'm like, I don't know, but it's always been in the back of my mind. When is he indicted? So today at 2 p.m. in Manhattan, the asteroid Moscow was 11 degrees 59 minutes. And I'm sure by the time they were done, it flipped to 12 degrees Gemini. A lot of activity was happening around that point. Let's just go straight there. You guys, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh man, this is so bad. Okay, where's my thing again? Okay, I'm totally lost. I don't know where anything is in here. I'm so in the fog. Okay, so get that Tucker Cook out. Okay, so we're just going to start in Gemini. We'll start at the first degree. At the first degree, this is so interesting to me, was the asteroid Phaethon. This is like being out of control. Just totally out of control, reckless, and dangerous. At 2 degrees, I discovered these twin asteroids. I love it, and it totally works. Was Ping Tang. Okay, this is my asteroid for ping, ping. You know, messages being sent, being picked up on intel. You know, signals intelligence. Ping Tang. There's also a Ping Tongue. And I know they work for signals intelligence because I realized how it worked in Elizabeth Friedman's horoscope. I'm diverting here. I will write her name down. Elizabeth Friedman is the mastermind cryptanalyst. Was it like 1920s or so? She was the master cryptanalyst who basically helped win the war. I didn't get to finish watching the video. She was a phenomenal woman, had incredible ability because she loved Shakespeare and wording and the play on words, that she was able to, with all the signals intelligence going through during the war with the U-boats and the submarines, she could deal with foreign languages, and she could deal with languages where she didn't have a cipher or a key to figure out what they were saying in signals intelligence, because everyone could hear these messages. She broke all the freaking codes, and it came in especially when it was dealing with the mob and taking down Capone. She was able to intercept these messages, I guess we're going through telegrams, and basically say, hey, you intelligence analysts, this is what's going on. And the work that she did is what paved the way for our national security agency. You can trace the founding of our national security agency to Elizabeth Friedman. So, Ping Tang and Ping Tongue are the asteroids that go with maybe being a cryptanalyst, but looking at signals intelligence and messages and seeing what's going on. So in Gemini, back to these asteroids. Oh, there's an asteroid for Melanie, you guys. I got so much good stuff. So so the first degree, things are out of control with signals intelligence. And the next asteroid to show up is Papadopoulos, beginning with that mofo. And here's where it gets really good, because today the North Node was at 10 degrees. Remember, the North Node, that's where we're headed. This is where everything goes. So at the 10th degree, at 10:22 is the North Node. At 10:32 is the asteroid poor, as in totally poor, poverty. The North Node when this happened, was written with signals intelligence feeding it, and we're going to start off with poor. We're poor. Then at 11 degrees 11, we have Flynn, who's going to be up next. I swear, the names that get pulled in, there's no accident, because the tarot totally reflects this too. It's so crazy. And then, look at this. At 11:18, we have Bida, as in Biden. He knows what's going on. Because if we're going to talk about signals intelligence, at 11:59 now, we have Moscow. I'm telling you, President Biden did some stuff when he was over in Europe and in Geneva with ping-tang, signals intelligence, setting stuff up. And I think that's why Vice President Harris never went to the border until after they got back and before Don Julio was going to go there with Abbott to do whatever the heck they're doing. So we've got this. This is the tone that's being set off where the filing goes, and you know how they always say we're going to go wherever the evidence goes. Well, they're going to follow the money to the poorhouse. It's going to hit Flynn, Biden, and the stuff they planned, Flynn and Moscow, in 2016 with the election. Biden keeps showing up as activity. Remember I said is going through that April through June part, and how they kept angling with other nations to interfere with the election. I've got at least 3 nations right now going with that interference. Okay. So I'm going to continue since we're in Gemini. And keep in mind, Donald had a birthday last month. He's only a couple weeks into the solar return. It's not going very well. I don't think it's. That's the tone that's being set for his birthday year. Okay, so then we are at the 11 degrees. This is the 2016 election. Then we have at 16 Gemini 6, we have Messenger. I got a message for you. And that message is from Rebecca. It's the next asteroid. I am not kidding. This is showing up with the tarot as well. That's why I freak out so much. And then right here at 17 degrees Gemini 54 minutes is Donald's Uranus. So a lot of shock and awe. There's going to be fallout with that. And then what are we going to find out there? Oh, well, today we had Mercury at 19 Gemini, so Mercury still rules. Remember, it's on an eclipse, solar eclipse point related to January 6th. And now we have Rebecca feeding information because I think she got busted by the EncroChat and encrypted messaging. And oh, what do we have from January 6th? Encrypted messaging. And the North Node on January 6th was at 19 Gemini. It's nuts. Wait, January 6th. Isn't it nuts? And then Speaker Pelosi's doing all this stuff this week. I mean, talk about being able to pile on and pile on and pile on. Yeah, that's happening. So, yes, for entertainment purposes only. So we got that. And, oh, it gets better, you guys, because, we've got the North Node, all that stuff going on. Then, at 19 Gemini 37, oh, did you say signals intelligence? We've got Britain here. I've got some messages, too. Rebecca as well showed up. And then, Gemini 51, we have Apophis, I don't know how to say this, but basically it's pop. Whatever's going to be coming then out of Britain with extra messaging, it's pop. maybe this is the stuff from when Biden was over in the UK. And maybe, so then the next degree we have at 20 Gemini 6, we have Melania. Melanie. I want to wish happy birthday to my wife, Melanie. Yeah, that's where we're going. The Mo Flotus is not out of the woods. And then that is going to be very productive because at 21 degrees, oh man, we have Boehner. That's the asteroid where you can just kind of like take all these little things, work your magic, and create something really positive to happen. Like, you know, whatever it is with your little tricks that you guys do to like manipulate and make sure things just, you know, where you easily have that luck. You can just actively do something and it happens. That's Boehner. So Melania is helping. She's helping us out. Because you guys, at 22 degrees, we have this asteroid. It's like, who names this stuff? Bandersnatch. It's a Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch represents that thing, that enigma thing. Maybe it's that thing that haunts you, the ghost, whatever. The thing that always gets away, that you can never capture. Bandersnatch. And I think the Bandersnatch, the Bandersnatch is in trouble because that is 22 degrees. Gemini is the Bandersnatch. And Donald's sun is at the same degree mark. Donald's sun is at 22 degrees Gemini. What am I writing? So the Bandersnatch is caught, and I kid you not, at 23 Gemini, he's in a lot of doo-doo. He's in a lot of, this is literally for poop. There's an asteroid doo-doo that represents poop. So who did we start off? We started off with the Cuck and Tucker. We've gone through the North Node, Signals Intelligence, starting off Poor. Remember? Poor, then Michael Flynn, and the Moscow, and everything they did in 2016. We get more messages from Rebecca. Donald gets shocked by shocking news because of his natal Uranus. Then Mercury shows up at 19 degrees Gemini. And here's Britain with more information. Something's going to go pop. Hey, Melanie. Oh, thank you for contributing to capturing the Bandersnatch who's pooping his pants. For entertainment purposes only. Can you believe this? It's so funny. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for looking that up. I have not been able. Christine knows what the Bandersnatch is. Okay. So that's Gemini. We have an entire zodiac to go through. Okay, so that was Gemini. Don't forget about the ping tang. This one, I have my eyes on this asteroid. I call it the July 4th. I think it's related to Watergate. I'm not totally sure yet. But then here, 29 Gemini is an asteroid called Radio Communicata. Wonder what that stands for. More signals intelligence, perhaps? 29 degrees Gemini. We've got more stuff on the radio. Okay, so now we're going to go to the sign of Cancer. So I just went through all that stuff. Here's Gemini in the chart. Everything that's shared from the presser today. So everything that we just described are shared resources, right? So now we're in the area of Cancer. This area, remember, has to do with law enforcement, lands far away, philosophies, extremists, and the Department of Justice, and the Rusher. So now we're in Cancer. Where are we? We have Cancer 1 degree is neat. Thumper. It's weird because when I'm looking at these names, it's like Spirit is like I've been misreading these words, and I'm like, oh, that's what this also means, because when you work with asteroids, the spelling is not going to always be perfect. So I was seeing trumper. The trumpets, 1 degree Cancer. Neat. This is, I can't remember what it has to do with, but it has to do with like a science lab that maybe studies asteroids. Oh, near Earth asteroid something. So neat, it also means neat. So 29 degrees was radio communications. Now we're going to trumpers and looking at their comms is how I was taking it. At 4 degrees is this asteroid called Lebedev. There's a lot of Russian sounding names. This one has to do with salvaging what's out there. Like, you have to look really hard to find things, like maybe things have been destroyed, like destroyed communications, but you've been able to salvage something. And then we have 6 degrees. We have Requiem. That is a funeral mass for the dead. So, okay, so, and then USA Venus is here and USA Jupiter is right here. So when I see that as a funeral mass for the dead, I feel like this is a dossier on everything they've caught on these assholios, because they've got all this information. And then at 7 degrees Cancer, we've got Michael Cohen verifying stuff for them, going in another hour, 2 hour, 300 hours of testimony. Because here's the great big prize. When we get to 8 degrees Cancer, Crystal Tarot Apothecary, this is Donald's Mercury. Mercury represents children, communications, the way you communicate with people. And so conjunct his Mercury is the asteroid bonus. Cha-ching! Jackpot, we got him too. Right? That's what I'm seeing. The thumpers, we salvaged the records. They're done. Say a prayer. We're done. Michael Cohen is verifying, and now the kids are the bonus. Wonder what the kids are going to do. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm just going to continue through the zodiac. We might be here all night, but it's a really good story. Isn't that fun? Michael Cohen couldn't, I wished I could have watched him, because, you know, he's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for this. Okay, so we left off at 8 degrees. So today, the sun was at 10 degrees Cancer, 6 minutes. Conjunct the sun at 10 Cancer, 16 was Hades. Hello. The god of the underworld is here. Hell. The sun is illuminating what goes on in the underworld in hell, because the kids gave up the bonus. This one, when I saw this, I out loud, I said Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Raman. I thought Ilhan, I can't even see her name now. I'm so confused. Now, she was at 11 degrees 39. We've got the sun. Now, this is the next thing that's up that the sun is illuminating. And then at 13 degrees, we have the Uranian planet Kronos, the king, and the USA sun is, USA sun. So there's like this window that's happening of hell that's being illuminated, that we as a nation, as the king, rulers of ourselves, is coming up into view, because right now it's kind of hidden because we haven't had our return yet. So just stick a pin in that. I don't know what's there, but now, well, maybe Ilhan Omar did you guys see that picture of her with Erdogan's, President of Turkey, Erdogan? Like, she was out there with photos, I think in 2019. That was really weird. So here's USA. Now at 19 degrees Cancer, 6 minutes, we've got May Mendez. Remember, Matt Gaetz claims that he says that this kid Nestor is his son. Well, his sister is May. And when the whole heritage stuff broke loose, that news was in April or May. Remember that undercover video where heritage speaker was saying how, yeah, basically we write the legislation. We get the lobbyists in there. We tell them what to do. Totally illegal. Well, when that all happened and I was looking at the tarot cards, Nestor and May were always like the back channel running, whether it was money back and forth, data, crypto. But she always was the one that went back and forth with the rusher. And also at 19 degrees Cancer is Russia. So now we're getting into we going through hell and the BS, owning our nation and who we are as the king of our nation. And now we're going straight to these back channels dealing with the rusher. 21 Cancer is truth, the asteroid truth. We're going to find out the truth. We are set to find out the truth. And we've recovered since that nasty CANOPENER eclipse. Because at 24 degrees Cancer, we have several things going on. We've got Psyche. Psyche is the one, I don't want to say it's like a psychic, it's like a mind reader, but when you're looking at love relationships, you really want to have someone who's in tune with who you are, that knows everything about you, your nuances and who you are. Well, this is the United States Mercury. This is like us all being tuned in, tapped into one another, mended, repaired. We've got the king here now with our nation. Because USA Mercury is retrograde in Cancer at 24 degrees. And now we have the light shining. We see the truth. We all know what we're seeing. It's like we don't even have to talk to one another. Everybody knows what's going on. Donald's Venus is right here. This is his money now at 25 Cancer. The asteroid records is here. We know about your money. We've got the records now. And look at this. This is the asteroid. Do you arrest? Arrest. People being arrested related to money. I think it was maybe it was a new moon solar eclipse, this asteroid DRS was conjunct Donald's, was it conjunct his Venus? There was going to be a, yes, it was conjunct the Venus, because I was saying someone's gonna get arrested for the money. This is crazy. And then we've got records about the money. Arrests are going out, and then look at this one. I just cannot even believe this is an asteroid. 28 degrees Cancer. Buys ballot. Yes, there is an asteroid called Buys ballot. I think it was this some guy's last name that was also in election rigging. Yeah, this is a crazy story. This is a crazy asteroid story. Isn't this nuts? So, remember, the story starts off very poor. So there's that, and we're just going to keep going. Because now, oh gosh, it shows up again. So in this chart, okay, so this was Mercury. So we started over here. Remember, we started at the 10-degree mark, and that was poor in the North Node. So we've gone through all that. Now we're here at 0 degrees Leo, and the sky is above us during that 2 p.m. meeting. We're going to start at, now you guys, some of you guys are going to like this, at 1 degree, 17 minutes. We have the asteroid HOPI. I've had my eye on HOPI. It's gone through a rather transformational experience, I guess, as I've been watching in the background for the last month or two. This is usually related to like an ambush. But it's like the ambush has like changed. It's not like getting ambushed. It's reversing and seeing what's going on to get the thing that's ambushing. Because here we go, at 1 degree, we have the Uranian planet Vulkanos. Think of a volcano, a really big buildup of crap. How perhaps the Trump org ambushed people, you know, because they did with the mafiosos. And there's just a bunch of stuff like doo-doo building up. Because at 4 degrees 37, this is the Trump asteroid. It's Trumper. 4 degrees 37 minutes. We're in Leo right now. This is in the skies over Manhattan. And also at 4 degrees, we've got Thomas. Ginny or Clarence? So much building up. I think they also got ambushed by him. But there's been a lot of weird stuff behind the scenes with the Supreme Court. At 7 degrees, we have the asteroid Manhattan. So we have arrests, we have records, buying ballots, buying people off, getting what they want. There's a mountain full building up. It's in the courts. Manhattan is letting us know about that. Now, oh man. So at 10 degrees Leo, this is Donald's natal Pluto. Pluto is that planet that is destructive. It's in his 12th house. It's over here for him. So this is where he pulls off his secrets, his quid pro quos behind the scenes, the thing where he is just so destructive and obsessive and just berates people until he gets what he wants. So at 10 degrees Leo, we have this thing called the back house. This asteroid I've likened to a back channel. This is where you have like the two sets of information in tandem that are happening. And that's where he gained his power. Thank you so much. So that is being illuminated. Then, oh man, you guys, remember this is showing up again. This asteroid, Atropos. This is the third fate. We saw this asteroid when George Floyd passed. This is the cord cutter of life. This has been very active with the Republican Party at that new moon eclipse. Oh gosh, this is just such a killer for them. The Republican chart. This is the cord cutter. Also, at 1730, we have the asteroid Hunt. It's your last chance. We are on the hunt to get all that information. At 1851, remember Olga? She was the one, was it in Russia? She was the queen who her husband was murdered and she had to take over. I think this is Pelosi pulling the January 6th select committee, because she was the one who then had to lead Olga because her husband was murdered. She was furious. She wanted retribution, but she figured out a way to work with her enemies to ultimately get what she wanted. Hello, Speaker Pelosi delivered in spades. Then, oh shit, 1852, asteroid Simeon, as in Mogilevich. When this started at the new moon eclipse in Gemini, these asteroids, Atropos, the third fate, the cord cutter, with Olga, and Donald's Pluto, were blasting the ascendant of the Republican chart. This was going to be a death blow, and it's still evolving. So now we have where this is in the skies over Manhattan with the press conference. So, you know, we talked about signals intelligence, we talked about MELANIE, we talked about the United States, but now where it really matters is this huge backup of all of this explosive, a volcano's worth of information related to how he would ambush people and the courts being revealed in Manhattan, number one, through his back house, his back channel. And retribution, now we're back to the rusher again with Simeon at 1852, right next to Olga. Okay, so you still with me? Oh gosh. And then, see, this is like so far reaching with these asteroids. I think this is where they all lead to as we go through this journey of these indictments. So we have at 1950 then, this, I don't even know how to say this, is asteroid Prasmus. This is the ultimate letter of the law. I don't know what culture it hails from, but basically, nobody can get away without obeying the law. Everyone is bound to the law. So leading to the law, we've got the Hunt, we've got Olga, we've got Simeon. You all are going to follow the law. And at 2051, we've got Abbott, as in George Abbott, or not Georgia, what's his name? Greg Abbott. He's right there. He's got to follow the law. We have 22 Leo, the Rubicon, because we're passing the Rubicon. We're done with these guys, which leads to house. What is Donald's house? It's MarALago or it's Trump Tower. Then, oh, ping, This goes straight to the Vatican. Remember Peter Strzok in his book, Compromise, when Donald said, Russia, if you're listening, if you have Hillary's 30,000, whatever many emails, Peter Strzok left within hours to go to a country in Europe that the United States does not recognize their capital. And it was the Vatican. I will tell you, I don't know where, but the asteroid Gingerich shows up too in relation to the asteroid Rome. So now we have the house, we've crossed the Rubicon. This is what we've done. We're communicating with the Vatican. Thank you, Marby. And here, who's here? Who's right here? Ben freaking Franklin is in the midst of all of this. This asteroid. He has shown up for us so many times when we have needed him. Oh, here we go. 26 degrees. This is Rome. This 26 degree mark, this is also Donald's natal Mars. He's going to get hit there as well. But the very, very, very best, the very, very best that had me screaming, oh, you guys are going to like this one. You know, I've talked about these charts. I've said the ascendant is the thing that gives you life. When you were born and you took your very first breath and they wrote that time on your birth certificate, that's what the ascendant is. It's the sign on the eastern horizon, the sign that was coming over the eastern horizon. This is what gives you life. This is how you meet the world. This is how people know you. This is what feeds your vitality and everything else that follows along. Donald's ascendant is 29 degrees Leo. There's a star that it represents the king, a royal king. But this hurts. At 29 degrees, 44 minutes. Da da da, we have Medusa. Ah! She's freaking turned him to stone today, you guys. All that crap he's pulled. It's like it's like, hello, welcome to Manhattan. And someone pulled out the bag with the head and she looked at him. They all turned to stone. And then they were poor with a bunch of doo-doo. This is crazy. Medusa, when they had that press conference. Thankfully, with our friend Holly Coleman, I learned a little bit more about Medusa off the top of my head. I think Medusa was very beautiful. She was violently raped. I don't know if it was her mother or someone turned into this person with the head full of snakes. This also has to do with the history of Greece or wherever it was. But she's known as the protector of those who have been raped. I never thought of her that way. So, Medusa showing up Don Julio with her hair of snakes, turning him and all those Trump-holios and every one of them that look and smell like Trump-holio, turning them to stone to protect all of us that were ambushed, the world that was violated by this horrible man. She showed up today. Oh, Crystal Tarot Apothecary says, I love Medusa. She is so powerful and empowering. She is, I had no idea. I had no idea about that. And I was floored when I saw this today. Oh, you're welcome. I love that astrology is based on the mythology. And the thing is, every night, you guys, we look up at the stars. We're looking at the same stars that the ancients looked at. And their stories are still being handed down. And it's like, when I look at a horoscope, it's like I could almost go back in time. And I'm like, I could understand what that would be like. The ancients aren't that far away. Astrology is the oldest science. It created calculus. They had to have the math to understand what they were experiencing on the planet. Astrology is the oldest science. And you know what? I tried calculus and I failed it. I withdrew when I was in college. I'm like, forget this. I can't do that. But give me a program. I could do stuff. Right? Oh, thank you, Linda. Linda G. I couldn't see that little icon. I know, right, Connie? So these stars are light years away. Here's the thing. The more they pan out, like with our technology now, the way that they're able to pan out farther and farther and farther to see our galaxy, we're actually looking at the past. Think about that. That's why, and I've said this before, I think asteroids are so fascinating because when they can look at the content of an asteroid, whether it's like carbon or iron or has this or that, they can tell which asteroids probably broke off from a bigger planet, and so on and so on. But here's the thing. I think, we were all in this together, and then we had the Big Bang. And somehow, even though our galaxy is catapulting at, 1 million miles an hour, who knows? It all finds its beautiful organization, and everything still resonates with one another because the energies they imprint upon planets. I'll just tell you right now, astrology actually is about the Earth's core and the crust that comes up through our feet because we conduct electricity. That's all I'm going to go with that right now. But so these asteroids, they can tell the story and they're part of a bigger energy. And it's like, it's part of the bigger whole. It somehow it all goes together, and we're all kind of like longing in some ways to be connected to the whole, but in other ways we have to be happy with where we are being separate and alone. Freaking Medusa. I love it. How are you guys doing? Okay. How are we doing? Yes, Pamela. That's why we have to ground ourselves. You do grounding yourself, that life-giving energy from the core of the earth, which is actually, they say, a giant crystal. I know it's molten something. The thought is that it's a hexagonal silica-based crystal that's actually like spinning 1,000 times faster at the core than the actual earth. Supposedly, I don't know. Okay, so how are we doing? So freaking Medusa. Medusa shows up in this chart right here. Ooh, right here, 29 degrees. Now she's in this 11th house. These are our friends and networks. She is here on our behalf to protect all humanity. This area has to do with our friendships, our networks, but it has to do with the science and it has to do with humanity. Medusa has our back, you guys, or our front, or not our faces. Medusa, she they're so screwed. They're so screwed. Okay, this asteroid right here, Orcus, this to me is about the oath. I liken this to the Oath Keepers. 11 degrees Virgo. Now, there's so much stuff that shows up in this area of Virgo. I know I've talked about this in the past. I will say briefly. In the USA chart, this is where Virgo is. In the 9th house. When we talk about our philosophies, when we talk about our faith, Virgo is right here. Now, Virgo is the compassionate servant. It likes being over here, being of service. Our public servants are related to Virgo. But here's the thing. Virgo, because it's so perfectionistic, like it's almost like you have to tell a Virgo when to stop doing something. Just leave it alone. It's fine. But a Virgo always knows, oh, but I could make it better this way. I could refine it this way. I could do it like this. I could do. It's like, no, it's enough. Stop. Okay. And I can say that because I have a Virgo moon. It's like, no, stop. Just stop. Because they know there's a pure level to get to. With USA, Neptune here at 22 degrees, I've often likened with Neptune, illusion, delusion. This is responsible, I think, for white supremacy. The haze and confusion, we're more pure than you are, so we're like entitled to these things. And then it gets really confusing about these rules and who's in and who's out. But in the goalposts are always changing. The criteria is always changing. And the thing that leads it, just 2 degrees in front of it, is the asteroid Dark Moon Lilith. This is our deepest, darkest pain for people of color, for women, for the people who have been abandoned, abused, hurt, and left for dead. This Virgo is very kind of tricky in the USA chart. Now, Donald's chart, he's a rising Leo, that 29 degree mark, because, you know, he says, I'm the king. So that means in his chart, he's going to have a bunch of Virgo in his first, where is it? In his first house of vitality. Where is it? So there's a ton of asteroids that line up in this area. And we've got the Oath Keepers right there. So let's go on to Virgo, our networks, and our friends. What do we have here? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I'm just going to write it. So at 1 degree, we've got Mexico. At 2 degrees Virgo, we have AOC. I don't know why she's there. I think maybe because she gets attacked a lot for being Latina. But now here at 4 Virgo 33, we have Coke, as in the Coke Bros. You know, how they're weaponized. They're the ultimate, aren't they? They're the dominionists. They're the ones behind all of this stuff. Dominionists. And then we have 5 Virgo Columbia. It's like, what does Columbia have to do with this besides, you know, Pompeo flying to Colombia, giving them like $100 billion during our government shutdown because of the wall, because he's helping them with the drug trade, trying to prevent the cartels, and helping them with immigration. I mean, the nerve. We're shut down because of a freaking wall, and Pompeo hands over like 100 million. It's like, what's going on in Colombia? Looks kind of interesting. Now, at 6 Virgo, we have Tweedledee. There's a Tweedledee, and then there's a Tweedledum. They both have to do with just nonsensical talking, just not making sense, being a ditto head. What else do they have for it for Tweedledee and Tweedledum? Just stupid arguing, annoying. But Tweedledee is different from Tweedledum in that he demands loyalty. Isn't that interesting? And then 7 degrees, we've got Karma. So all of this crap that's going on, You have to, oh, there's also Acapulco over here, which I guess is the #1 murder capital in Mexico with all like the gangs. So I feel like there's like this weird thing with the Coke Bros and the mercenaries and the money and demanding loyalty. Well, guess what? Time's up. We've got karma right here staring at all this stuff because at 8 Virgo, we've got Vladimir. At 8 Virgo 17, Greenberg, as in Joel Greenberg, Gates, Bahamas. This is on the first house of Donald, who he is. I mean, this is really gross. A mobster demanding loyalty and just talking like an idiot and arguing. Sounds about right. And then, this is coming for you guys. I love this. At 9 degrees Virgo, we've got this asteroid toast. It means exactly how it sounds. You're toast. You're done. You're totally toast. And at 10 Virgo, we've got ransom. Because we've got the receipts on what you assholios were doing. Isn't that crazy? Now, where's Orcus? Orcus, remember, was at 1125. This is the Oath Keepers. Also at 11 Virgo, Lucifer, the devil. And we've got that Munchausen. Do you guys know what Munchausen Syndrome is? I was always so afraid I was going to get a family. Well, I think I did have one family with Munchausen Syndrome when I used to work in the schools. But that Munchausen Syndrome is where, you know, like a parent brings their kid to the doctor because the kid is sick and keeps getting sick. But then the doctor realizes it's the parent that's making the kid sick. It's really pathological. This is so reminds me of Donald with all the provocations. Look what the Democrats did. Look what they did. Look at the Antifa. Look at them. Look at... That's so Munchausen syndrome. Setting up those conditions for their grievances. And here we go. We've got the Oath Keepers carrying it out with the devil. All these guys are going to meet their karma. Vladimir is involved with Joel Greenberg, and they're all toast. Ransom. I don't know what that's about. It's just interesting. Again, I'm just talking about all the asteroids that were lining up today. I couldn't stop myself from when we had this 2 p.m. They said there was going to be a 2 p.m. press conference about the indictments with Allen and Trump org. And we've only gone this far. There's so much. So I know it's a lot. If you guys want to come back and listen later, we'll just pick up where you left off. This is just so amazing. Okay, where are we? Oh boy. Okay, so these assholios with their Oath Keepers with the devil, Munchausen Syndrome, looking for Antifa, attacking the Capitol. At 13 Virgo, 28, we have Washington, as in George Washington. George always stands up and helps us out. And then at 14 Virgo, we've got Chow. Apparently, maybe she's involved with all this stuff that's going on. And then, next up, Photographica. This, for me, is like evidence, photographic evidence that they may have on someone, you know, such as Roger Stone, also at 17 Virgo. I think Chow is the one who's probably bringing in all the money, all the money to support the Oath Keepers, because that's who their biggest sponsors are from China. Oh, I talked about this one earlier. That Tucker was at 20 Virgo with the asteroid cuck. He always looks like he just ate a big spoon of mayonnaise. He's like, yeah, like Tucker cuck. So then at 21 degrees, Virgo, look who shows up. It's TUSI, but I saw Tulsi. USA Neptune is here at 22 Virgo. And what do we have? The Neptune is my planet for white supremacists. And here we have Pandora. A Pandora's box is definitely being opened. Oh, I forgot what this one means. Riphonos. And then Vesta, public servants. This is how I'm keeping track of my asteroids. I know, what is Riphonos? Did I write that down? Oh, I didn't. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then, so whatever's happening here with our white supremacists, our public servants, is opening up a Pandora's box with our public servants. And here it all comes. At 27, we've got a flood. At 28, we've got BAM. 28, we have the Sphinx. This is basically, the Sphinx was one in ancient Egypt that if there were travelers on a road, they would have to answer a riddle. If they could answer the riddle, they were allowed to go on their way. If they were wrong, the Sphinx would eat them whole. So it's like we have all this stuff coming up in Washington. We've got plenty of evidence. Tucker's a cuck. We've got Tulsi. We've got the far lefties opening up a Pandora's box that's been hiding behind this planet of Neptune, white supremacists, with our public servants. We are going to be flooded. They are going to be flooded with huge things that are going to hit and hit hard. And if they can't answer the question correctly, they're going to get gobbled up. Because at 29 Virgo is the asteroid lie. They have to tell the truth. This is in Donald's first house. This is in this chart. All the networks. All those people. This is all that's going on in Virgo. We've got Mexico, the Koch bros, the Colombia, Tweedledee demanding loyalty. We've got Karma, Ding Dong, Vladimir and Joel Greenberg. They're toast. I feel like that somehow they're being held ransom because there's going to be charges, so they're going to have to decide which way they're going to go. What's the payoff going to be? Because the Oath Keepers are there with Lucifer pretending disaster, outrage. George Washington is on his way. Knock, knock, Elaine Chao. We've got evidence with Roger Stone, Tucker the Cook. The far lefties open up the Pandora box. They have to tell the truth. This is all in Donald's first house of who he is and his networks. It's crazy. Isn't this fun? It's still hot. Ugh. Okay, moving right along. We're moving right along here with the sign of Libra. Now that is where Donald's Neptune and Jupiter are. This is where he does his quid pro quos. He makes his deals. He takes advantage of people where he doesn't pay people. If I just lost everything now. So now we're in this 12th house. These are the secrets. These are the things we cannot see, okay? They're hidden from us. It's in Donald's blind spot from when we had the indictments, the chart from the indictments. So moving on. And actually not all of us can see this, but look at this. 0 degrees, right off the bat, we've got hack. As in hacking, hacked machines. At 1 Libra, this is the United States midheaven. So the hacking that was going on, that was affecting the United States reputation and who we are and what we stand for around the world, Our progressed Pluto, I think at this solar return is going to be sitting right here at 1 degrees Libra. The last time that happened, I think in the 80s or 70s, something really great happened, like with music in the entertainment industry. Like, this is when USA was in the groove, doing all the right things, taking leadership, being super empowered. Our progressed moon is there. Our Pluto is there. Fighting with Don Julio. And look at this. At 4 degrees Libra, things get interesting. We've got Morse, like as in Morse code. So think signals intelligence again. There's records. And we've got Collins. Hi, Susan. What you hiding? Here we go again. This 5 degrees Libra, Mendez. Remember I was talking about May Mendez with Nestor? I think there was a couple wipes. Here she shows up. Her name is May and her last name is Mendez. She shows up here again because remember she was the Russia link. I think that Collins has got a Russia link going on. Nada, I don't know what this is. We have Leonov. Oh, I might. Another Russian. But here's where it gets interesting. Oh, and London. So we've got Mendez going with U.S. senators. And, oh, we have more stuff related to London and Russians. You know, could that be like the EncroChat? All those apps that people finally got busted on. And then at 14 degrees Libra, this is USA Saturn. Justice, the balance of justice. This is playing out in the area of we're not going to be able to see all of this. We're going to be able to sense something's going on, but it's going to drive everybody crazy because we don't know what's going on. But can't you see this? So that's that. And then, I can't believe this, you guys. But with all this hacking, the signals intelligence, Susan Collins, other senators, and these are like the pages going back and forth, covering up for stuff. You didn't see me do this with the Russia. Well, hello, London has some information. And here, meet USA Justice. Because at 16 Libra, this is the solution, the asteroid panacea. Our solution, I don't think it's the same one, but this asteroid is John Bolton. John Bolton knows some stuff, and he might be a player in the remedy of everything that's going on. And then this one, can you believe there's an asteroid, John Pardon, who was pardoned. Is it going to affect their pardons and their status? And then, so now we have, this is the secret stuff we won't know about. Now we're at the ascendant, which is 20 degrees Libra. Oh, there's somebody there. This is Zeus. Zeus. God, the guy in charge. The ascendant, I think that Uranian planet is right there. So talking about the Manhattan DA coming with the goods and the records, he's got the presence and authority of Zeus. That is what's giving life to this chart and how things unfold with these sealed indictments. But wait. We have at 23 Libra, Arachne. Now I know this is for a spider, but the way I think of this is the web of lies, the web of contacts, the internet, what's going on worldwide. This Zeus is going to follow the money. Remember, everyone starts off poor, around the world. He will follow it until the very last thread has been spun and investigated. It's going to take time, you guys, because that's kind of big. And then when we're all done, we'll celebrate with some beer. I don't know why there's an asteroid named beer, but there's an asteroid named beer. Hi, Zeus. Okay, you guys doing good? Okay, so continuing on. We have now broken through the ascendant, and we're going to go into Scorpio. This is like what is really driving. I love that Scorpio is here, the driving force, being able to see beneath the horizon, being able to see everything that's invisible, and being able to unearth it all. So let's go to Scorpio now. We're almost halfway done, you guys. So in Scorpio, the asteroids. Oh my God. You guys, you know something's going on here. At 2 degrees, we have Macau. That's an island off of China. The Macau is where North Korea makes its money from casinos. That's like where all their money comes in. And then we have Woosley. Who was he? General Woosley. We have a lot of former people high in the administration who have gone to Macau to be consultants. A lot of Republicans, a lot of people related to military and intelligence. So we're going around the world. Now we're over in Macau. And for Scorpio, we're in Germany. And then the asteroid Seth showed up. You know that Seth. And I see him smiling at me. More information, I think, is going to come out about him. I've never thought that was a random act. Just like that video that came out, that guy in Florida who's running for office who says he has access to Russian-Ukrainian mafia hitmen in case someone knows too much. I think that's what happened to Seth. I think he knew where the data went that was, remember in 2016, Hillary's proprietary voter data was downloaded and extorted, and I believe it went straight to Manafort to Kalimnik. I think he knew. That's in my humble opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. I have zero proof on that. Okay, so Germany. And then at 6 Scorpio, I like this, the finale. I don't know what kind of finale. So this will be like in November. This might be getting to the end of, like Cy Vance, he's supposed to leave at the end of the year. So this is putting us like at the end of October, beginning of November. We have the finale. And then we're going to go to Tesla. Hello, Elon Musk. Maybe we're entering a new territory. And then 9 Scorpio, we've got China. Now, when you're using asteroids, I don't like looking at things. You really want them tight within 1 degree. When you get a line of a bunch of asteroids, because there's so much resonance that's just happening in this area, I'm a little bit more comfortable stretching that because these are separated by 2 degrees. But there's a pivot here. There's a pivot, I think, that's happening in November-ish. And then, okay, so 13 degrees Scorpio is huge. We have Ronograph. We have Industria, which is the asteroid for hard work. Getting stuff done. You have to build something step by step, get it done, make it work. Typhon, like a typhoon of information. This is the finale. And then we have Poseidon, which is enlightenment. Rushes out of the water, floods everything, cleanses. Bye, bad guys. This is the new truth. That's why this is the finale. There's really big stuff that's going to burst open, I bet, in the fall. That's how I see this. Hawaii showed up. Stick a pin in that. And then this is what I love so much. We're in the finale. Someone's going to not be happy this fall because at 29 degrees Scorpio is Nemesis. This is an exact square to Donald's ascendant and Medusa. But here's the thing. You know, I've talked about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the reset on world power, the reset on how governments are restructured. At that Saturn-Pluto conjunction, we had the asteroid America. America is Donald's biggest nemesis. We are over in the east. We have Tesla sharing those Starlink satellites. It's all going to China. And perhaps Rona is showing us the way how this all functioned through the office. Because there's still a lot going on with Trump servers, I think. That, you guys, the Scorpio season is going to be really, 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 really interesting. So here we are, Scorpio season. We've got 29 degrees here. The Nemesis. Can you believe all these asteroids? So, oh crap, you guys, look, 18 degrees, 18. Okay, so Rona, the hard work Typhon and Poseidon, where everything comes out, is in Donald's first house. When we see Nemesis and America, we've entered the second house of income and money. Gains, this could be ballots and voting. This is very, very, very going to be very painful for Donald. Very, very, very. So where are we? So, Sagittarius. Not a whole lot going on here, but you got Scorpio leading the money. Sagittarius is a little bit quiet. We've got the Potomac, which is USA Defenses, is at 8 degrees. 13 Sag retrograde. Okay, USA Ascendant is at 12 degrees Sagittarius right here. So Potomac is still working in our blind spot. We can't see what's going on, but we know that things are getting taken down. They absolutely are. But what's really butting up now to the ascendant now is this asteroid called Demise. Demise can represent the demise we were experiencing with this asshole Leo, with all the crap he did. And his demise is getting closer and closer to the ascendant of what the United States is and who she is. We're not putting up with this anymore. Like I said, at 21 Sag, we are not putting up with this anymore. That's actually an asteroid, not. Okay, not. We're not going to put up with this demise anymore. And then at 23, oh, I wish I remembered the story here. Holly Coleman tells it very nicely. This is kind of like a new beginning and a celebration. This is also the USA Galactic Center. This is really powerful. This is where we want to get. This is like where we're home free. But this, we're still going through this crap. Now, we have gone through, yeah, there wasn't a lot in Sagittarius. We're now down here. We've entered the third house of communications. This is where the moon is for USA, which represents we the people. And now we've entered with Capricorn. So we're going to go on to Capricorn. The Capricorn asteroids from this chart, the Trump Organization indictment 2 p.m. was the set time for the press conference. This is what's on the table. So at Capricorn right away, we've got 0 degrees. Ixion. It's the only asteroid associated with murder. What got killed? What was murdered? Destroyed in our government. Ping. Here comes ping tongue. Remember, I said way back when I first started, we started in the sign of Gemini, that we knew that 22, this was at 22, Gemini. This is also conjunct Donald's sun, ping tang. I figured this out through signals intelligence. Ping tang activates ping tongue, the receiver. This is in the area of communications. This is in the 9th house, lands far away. The pinging, the communications going on with other nations like Russia, with communications on the ground with the American government. And also at 2 degrees, we've got Cupido, who was in agreement with these signals that they were going to destroy in our government in Washington, D.C. We are getting into messages beyond signals intelligence. This is like having the receipts. And where does it go next? At 3 Capricorn, we've got Hong Kong. And at 3 Capricorn, we have the White House. So we have pinging, communications going on. This agreement, was this to kill off democracy in Hong Kong? Everywhere else? And the pinging was going on between China and the White House while Donald was there. And at 4 Cap, we have Pholus. Something's going to pop. Something's going to give about this. And at 4 Capricorn, we also have the asteroid Quawar, which is a new beginning. I think this relates to like the new world, the new world they were wanting to create by destroying, killing democracy and getting away with it. Because Pholus Pop also represents, you know, spirits imbibing, getting drunk, having a party, having this really great new dance, this new world that we're preparing. Even if we have to kill off people, we're in agreement. This is the new world we're going to create. But these assholios, this is the Soleimani eclipse date from Christmas. But they got caught. That's not going to work. This is so bad because at 8 Capricorn, USA's ERIS, remember she's the sister to Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. She does a lot of damage. She fights just as hard and she fights to win. She does not know how to lose. This is my asteroid that is the Fackaroundandfindout asteroid. Fack around and find out with ERIS. So, USA ERIS, for entertainment purposes only, is conjunct. I want to say this correctly. Let me grab this. So for effect, is conjunct Humpty Dumpty. Go ahead, F around and find out, Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great wall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty together again. This is about irretrievable change. You think? Isn't that awesome? Humpty Dumpty. Somebody fell off his great wall and shattered in a bunch of pieces. And nobody cares. They're just going to let it be. Okay. So, continuing. Yeah. Every time Donald talks about his wall, just, call him Humpty Dumpty. Back around and find out, you will. I know, Marie. Isn't this amazing? I love these asteroids. It's I'm like so zoned out in migraine weather, but this stuff is like, see, that's why my migraines are kind of weird too. They're painful, but at the same time, it like opens up some sort of another dimension of like communicating or something for me. It's weird, the downloads that I get when I get into migraine weather. Yes, Eris was not invited. Michael Grant, you are correct. She's a little pissed off. F around and find out, will ya? Okay, so we're still in Capricorn. So these guys killing off democracy, they were all in it. There were pings, Hong Kong and the White House. But pop, no, you're not going to have that. The Soleimani eclipse ruined everything. F around and find out. You're going to be shattered in a million pieces. Because, okay, so then 11 Capricorn, we've got Fox. 13 Capricorn, we've got opportunity. These just kind of stand alone. And then we have Hylognome. The asteroid she committed suicide because her mate was killed. I guess it's the suicide planet. I don't know enough. Just leaving it. Oh my. Okay. Where is it? Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Top of the chart is 17 Capricorn, 41 minutes. This is 18. This might be too much to bear, what's going to be coming out. Then we have 20 Capricorn. I was looking for an asteroid for Scotland. There wasn't one, but there was one in Glasgow. And Donald golfs over there. 20 Capricorn was the full moon eclipse we had 2 days before the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. I think maybe things are not going to go well over there. Then, oh man, this is another one. I misread it. It is Mansion. Joe Manchin. This is where the sun was on the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. And he is there with, get this assholio, Orius. I gotta read this correctly. This is what Manchin's been doing. Orius is a centaur. Now listen to this. Has the ability to create a complex unit divided into two components that work in a synchronized way. So, not only being a back channel, but I was getting a shadow government. That is gonna come up more. We've all known there's been a shadow government going on. And then, this one. What is this? I love this. I'm going to have to read it again. This is opposite Donald's Saturn. ARAWN is a Plutino. It is like more Saturnian. Remember Saturn, restrictions, obstacles. You know, Donald has a big obstacle for us to getting to his money. Arwan. This is what the Welsh saying about Arwan. Let this sink in. Long is the day, and long is the night, and long is the waiting of Arwan. I think this has to do with how long the world has been waiting to see this mofo go to jail. It is incredibly Saturnian. It is the complete integration of persona in integrity, so that one's identity is ultimately derived from the purest core that the soul can reach during the current incarnation. So, Aries, like running two governments in tandem, but Arwan opposite Donald Saturn, like his authority, says, no way, mofo. You can't do that. That's what we're not about. That's what's getting pounded and making his Saturn crumble. What is that? And then 24 Capricorn, the amicus. This, remember, the 24 degree of Capricorn is the CANOPENER eclipse. What was this one again? Because I can't remember. I thought I wrote it down. Amicus. Nope. I don't think I filed it. Where is it? Oh, here. Oh, so Arwan is like, listen, this is not how we do things with integrity, laying down the law. Right next to it at the CANOPENER eclipse, amicus was killed in a battle, la 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 la. But it has everything to do with the proper way to treat people and the consequences of not doing so. This has to do with innocent victims getting swept up in violence or getting caught up in violence. The analogy was, when elephants fight, grass suffers. So, all of these opportunities that they have going on, this second channel of government, well established in 2020, they're going to get their butts handed to them. So, again, I'm just telling a story tonight about the asteroids that were in play, and there were a lot of them because I was migraining for a long time, and this was the only thing that could keep my mind at peace. The 2 p.m. chart today in Manhattan, when they had scheduled the press conference for the Trump organization. We are here. We're at the bottom of the chart. Who's at the bottom of the chart is 20. Remember, the CANOPENER eclipse is here. 24 degrees. This is amicus. Basically saying, behave, assholeo. This is not how we treat people. This is what's at the gravitational bottom of this chart, what this is rooted in. We don't act like this, and you're not going to do it anymore. Okay, so now we are in Aquarius. There's not a whole lot in Aquarius. At 14 degrees, we have Italy. Back to Italy. With Icarus. Okay, so I feel like this has to do with Donald thinking he could, with the help of Italy and the mafia and the trafficking and the drugs and the data going in and out of the Vatican and being able to win elections, he flew too close to the sun and he failed. Icarus is the one, I think he's the one that maybe wanted to prove something to his dad. I can't remember, but it was like he wanted to be kind of the hero, but he had wings that were made out of wax, and his dad was like, okay, you can go do this. Don't fly too close to the sun or you'll burn up. Icarus flew too close to the sun. His wings melted. Donald overestimated hugely. Oh, and at 22, look at this. I don't know what to make of this. This is the asteroid Rosenstein. Conjunct Telegram. So Telegram for me is like texting, messaging. There's a record of it. At 20, Alan, as in Alan Weissenberg. This was supposed to be 22. And then I love this, 24 degrees, we have the asteroid Crantor. This is like sudden death. Something suddenly happens. A sudden ending. And also here we have Friedman, as in the master cryptanalyst. And at 26 Aquarius 49, Parlor. Yeah, as in that website, Parlor. There's been a hypothesis going around that, because I think Rebecca Mercer threw them under the bus, and that's why Roger Stone was so pissed off, with him and Alex Jones going off about her, that the Mercers are a bunch of weirdos with too much money, and they ruined a perfectly awesome social media platform. And then Parler was taken off the App Store, but then suddenly last year it was put back on, so long as they self-regulated that, so they didn't talk hate speech. Parler, when this thing first started, I couldn't believe people were signing up for Parler, because you had to give your name, your address, your birthday, your phone number. I think some people said they asked for a social security card or number. Well, the hypothesis is that Mercer got in so much trouble that Parler then also became part of like an FBI app. Maybe that's the hypothesis. So, Aquarius. This is what's the battle being fought on the ground here. Manhattan. These are some of the clues. Stuff on Italy, maybe with the elections. Telegrams, information, maybe they got from the FBI that maybe Alan picked up on. What is he going to do? They've got evidence of it. Crantor, you're done. We've got the cryptanalyst, we've got the information, and we've got the website domain. Mind you, this Parler 2649 is conjunct the USA moon. We the people. The data on the people. This is crazy. It's so crazy. So, we're on to Pisces. We're almost there, you guys. We're 3/4 of the way. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going here, and now in Manhattan, this area is the 5th house of the sun, Donald and Allen, and the Manhattan DA. And what's going on here? There's not as much going on in Pisces. We have the planet Jupiter right now at 1 Pisces. It's retrograde. I don't know what to think about this. We have this asteroid called DNA. I like to think of it as structure. Like if you're going to be looking at evidence, the DNA, that's it. It's the DNA. It's not like literal DNA, but like if you have an IP address, it's like the DNA, the digital, I'm going to say like the digital marks. Yep. Then we have sucker. 7 Pisces, I don't know. At 14 Pisces, we have 0 and Nessus. 0 abuse. 19 Pisces, 15, we've got Cuba. 25 Pisces, hazard. Oh, this is what I'm excited for, this one. 27 Pisces, 19. We have Pallas Athena. I call her Wonder Woman. She's not Wonder Woman, but she's one of the 4. But just for simplicity's sake. Pallas Athena, warrior, master military planning, female warrior. She recently passed Neptune. And at the time I was saying Pallas Athena punched a hole through the aura of Neptune, the thing that these guys, the GOP, hide behind in the disguise, in the gaslighting, in the lying, in the everything, so that they can create this fog and confuse everyone and then do all their nefarious law-breaking things behind the scenes. Well, she punched through that because she passed it. And it was like all of a sudden, it's like everyone can see exactly what's going on here. She's at 27 degrees, 19. And here is this asteroid. I don't know how to say that. I don't even think I spelled it correctly. But listen to this Borassi. Where is it? Borassi. Did I? Tell me I filed. Bonus. Okay. Let's spell it. Borasisi. Boras. I'll just call him a boar. It's a solar creation deity. Oh, listen to this. It has to do with religious cults. I did not read this book. It's called The Cat's Cradle, I think, from the 1960s. But basically, this has to do with religious cults and the conscious collection of lies that one tells themselves in order to be happy, in order to have rallies. The beliefs are purposely adhered to, even though these things are false. They don't like science because it threatens their faith and the faith of their followers. It has everything to do with illusion and delusion and deception of all types. Pallas Athena is lined up, is ready to punch through that. And what makes it really totally awesome, super cool, is that when it hits 29 Pisces, this is the sun and the Republicans. Their sun is at 29 degrees Pisces. All that bullshittery, poof. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. So, that's Pisces. We're going to move our way on up to Aries. Now, oh, darn it. So, this is where we are. We've gone through Pisces. This, 5th house of the sun. This is your creativity. This is what gives you life and love. Pallas Athena is ready to ruin that party. Medusa's already there, ready to go. But here we're okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. She is right on the cusp right here. And the GOP, their sun now, is here in the 6th house of public servants and military and investigations. We have Aries here. This is where the moon was at 8 degrees Aries, applying conjunction to Chiron, the wound that needs to be healed. Now, Aries is ruled by Mars. So, Mars is the warrior. Mars is in Leo right now, opposite Saturn, squaring off with Uranus. Mars is really going to activate a lot of stuff this week. A lot of stuff is going to get shaken down. But in Aries, starting off in Aries, we have 0 degrees Ireland. And then, bum, 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 Troja. This is my asteroid for the Trojan app. Or, yes. They call it a Trojan app. It's the one on June 8th that was revealed, the app that was made by the FBI, and the FBI got all 20 million blind copies of all the texts that the transnational mafia was sending to one another about the money and shipments and whatever else they wanted. 2 degrees Troja. The United States chart, the bottom of the chart, Troja just entered the show, is just getting started, because the bottom of the chart, the gravitational force, the things that we defend in DC, our home, is at 1 degrees Aries. Trojan just walked in. I bet they're going to get stuff from EncroChat from Ireland. Something's going to come up with this, because this has been very active lately. Then what do we have? For Aries 14 is Intel. We're going to get some Intel. Oh, and then 6 Aries, the asteroid Hermione. She represents the thing that maybe you get cut off from. You know, like if someone passes away too soon, you suddenly lose someone too early, or you have to get up and move. It's like being cut off too early, too fast. Also at 6 degrees Aries is plunge. So whatever intel they're getting, sudden changes have to be made, because things are gonna plunge. This is like a bottoming out. And at 7 Aries, we have destiny. This was the destiny. This was destined to happen. Then we have the moon at 8 Aries. And then at 10 degrees Aries, we've got stormy weather. More to come. And here we go. This one. This, I don't know how to say this. Bacchus. Bacchus. This is the playboy. This is the partier. Who likes to party all night long, is the womanizer. I always think of Matt Gaetz with this asteroid. Is at 12 Aries. At 12 Aries, we have transit Chiron. The playboys are going to be hurting and be facing a storm that's destined. And these guys, you know who I'm talking about. Ladies, we don't like these guys. And coincidentally, we have Aries 18, the playboys have a wound to heal, because at 15 Aries, once again, we have the asteroid tick. And also there is bombing. A really big, huge is going to get bombed. All of them, boom. I don't know why this is here. I'm just putting this here, Alaska. And then at 2035, we have an ops. Oh, there's an op going on. Oh my gosh, this is going to hurt. Something is going to pump. So ops, there's some sort of operation going on, a secret thing. Probably going on like with our military or intel, because that's this area. This ops is just popped over here, the seventh house of your opponent. This is going to come, this big dick bombing is going to be a big surprise. And someone's not going to be happy because right there at 24 degrees, we have transit F around and find out Eris. You did what now? Boom. And then at 27 degrees, Aries is Osiris, which is death, and also lamb. There might be a sacrificial lamb. Maybe they'll go out and go quietly into the night like a lamb. But these Playboy Arseholios have got another thing coming. Right? Okay. And the final house that we are visiting is the house of Taurus. Donald likes this house because half of it is at the top over in the rusher, and then the other half is right above him. Yeah. This is the public stuff. I wish I could find his chart. I threw it somewhere. So, we're in the home stretch. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. And the GOP. So now, here. We're going here. So, this is partnerships. And this is shared resources like taxes. In Taurus, zero degrees, Achilles. It's like everything Venus related is the Achilles heel. Is going to bring them down. Taurus is ruled by Venus. In fact, Venus is in Leo right now and square to all this stuff. So the Achilles heel is going to be things Venus related. Money, gains, taxes, women, money, income, everything. The things that Donald likes to possess. At 1, we have Itokawa. Wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. I wish I had a drum roll. Itokawa. The Achilles heel, asteroid Itokawa has to do with going down in defeat, the beginning of a bad experience. It's a milestone. It's really about going down hard in defeat. And it's in this area of partnerships, right? So, going down in defeat, woo! At 2:15, I read this is par scale, but this is Pascal. I'm going to say partnerships. I'm going to say this is Brad par scale because at 3 degrees Taurus 29 is DeVos. Yeah, that DeVos. Boom, they're going down. And then at 5 Taurus, we have Kushner. And then at 10 Taurus is Gropius. When I saw this reminded me, remember, I think it was in the 2016 election, we always used to see, if you were online in social media, all the frogs, the groypers. That's what that reminded me of. Groping, grabbing, taking what you want. This groper, I have to back up. This groper is conjunct the Republican Party's Uranus. This is going to be a shocking defeat for them because everything they thought they could have and just take is not going to happen because going down in defeat at Itokawa, 1 degrees Taurus. That is their Pluto conjunct the midheaven. The Pluto is a planet of destruction. They're so going down, you guys. They are so freaking done. Done. And it's their Achilles heel is because they're greedy and they're all about money. In this chart, we are just simply talking about partnerships right now. This cuts off 13. Yeah, they're still there. This is going to be like out in the open. You're going to see who the enemies are really quickly. Holy crap. It gets better because at 11 degrees Taurus, we have Arizona. Venus means ballots as well. At 12 Taurus, you guys, the mob is going down, is the asteroid Moberly, the mob. And right there at 12 Taurus 51, we have Gingerich, who started this crap way back when. At 13 Taurus, we've got Nestor. Remember? Gates' so-called son. Yeah, he's the Iran runner bringing stuff back and forth to people. Oh, this is just so good. You're going to like this. Then at 14 Taurus, Israel. Think Bibi. Think MBS and the Saudis. But wait, there's more. We're still in the 7th house. We haven't even gone into the 18th. They're going to get bombed, you guys. And then, what do we have? I love this. Here we go. 17 degrees Taurus. Have we walked? Oh my God, you guys, this is right on the cusp. Remember I said things on the cusp opens up the whole chart. 17. This is the asteroid Eos. She was the goddess of the dawn. So think of a new beginning because the sun is rising. We have a new beginning here in this 8th house of shared resources. Remember, that started off everyone poor. Donald Weisselberg poor. At 18 degrees, we have the asteroid Lempo, which is a mild swear word in the Finnish language. That has to do with, she used to be the Finnish goddess, the deity of love and fertility, until she was turned into a demon when the country was Christianized. So think about all of the evangelicals, think about all of those who are weaponizing Christianity and using it to hurt people. That is Lempo. I mean, think about all the people who fund that. There's going to be a new dawn, a new day coming for those people and what they're doing. 18 Taurus 21, we've got Acosta, like the guy, the former, I can't remember what he was the secretary of, that guy. And 21 Taurus, the hotel. I think this is like Trump hotels. I've always thought that every nation, continent, you could find a hotel of his is where like all the money is going in and out of. How it's getting laundered. Remember, Eos is here. We are at, oh my God, 20 Taurus. That is also the vertex opportunity in this chart. And 20 is Ceres. This is how they would feed themselves. Take everything in. Oh God. And then at 22 Taurus, we've got asteroid Wuhan and rest in peace. I feel like that asteroid Wuhan, the one responsible for Pearl Harbor and 9/11 and the 1918 plague, is just going to come in and tear it all apart. everything getting torn apart. And then at 24 Taurus, this is Donald's midheaven, the very top of the chart. His highest achievement. Now we're going into his public skies in his chart. We have, oh my gosh, Moore's sumness. I think this has to do with like new beginnings. But we have the asteroid Isis. She's the goddess. Basically, when things are torn and broken into a million little pieces and shattered, she puts it all together and breathes life into it. It's very healing and it's miraculous. That's at his top of his chart. And then Thiel, as in Peter Thiel. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Then we have Persephone. I cannot remember her mythology. I think she's the one that was stolen to the underworld. I can't remember. But her mom went to come back to get her. I feel like this has to do perhaps with trafficking of people. This is going to get really ugly, you guys. And at the 25th degree, we have the asteroid America is here to kick arse. And America, all of that gross stuff they've been doing is going to have a word with all of them, because somehow I think we're going to find the evidence. 26. Wait. No. Where am I? Oh. 26 degrees 10 is link. Remember, this is in the area of shared resources. So America, seeing all this crap, it's going to get really big and ugly, has the link to what's going on with shared partners. And also at 26 degrees is Abramov. I think that's Abramovich, you know, like the Kushner. Oh gosh. Okay, my battery might die. I've never had this happen. I'll speed up. Abramovich, they're friends with the Kushners, and they're friends with the DeVosses. They were living in Colorado, where DeVos and the Kochs live. Aspen. 20. We are done here with Tweedledum. Tweedledum is different from Tweedledee, and the fact that Tweedledum has no loyalty. He's done. He's going to be left a babbling idiot, and nobody will defend him. So, this was a big story about the asteroids. This is what my migraine story. This is what was produced while I was having a migraine for a couple days. Isn't that so cool? So cool. I love it. So, oh my gosh, we've been going for 2.5 hours. I knew that was a long time. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits now. It's been 2.5 hours. My throat's kind of dry. I love this story. Thanks, you guys, for sticking around. Thank you, moderators, if we have any moderators left. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for all of your donations and all your support. We're in for good news, you guys. Don't let anyone make you afraid. Yes, we have some weird aspects coming up. Things are going to ripple here and there. I feel like we are in really good position. Okay? So thank you. Thank you. You guys have a great evening. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Yeah, so many asteroids. There's like only 1 million of them. So little time. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Lucky Girl. Thank you, Christine and Rosie. Okay. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, JJ. We'll talk soon. Okay, bye. Night, Holly. Good night. Yes, lucky girl. It was an amazing, amazing message today. I've been so stoked all day. Yay, Tammy. Well, welcome. I'm glad you had your first live and you loved it. Welcome. This is such a great community. Oh, why, thank you, Keiko. So sweet. Thank you, Shivani. That's so fun. Okay, I'll get timestamps in here, so if you guys want to catch up with it later, okay? Okay. What a migraine story. Yeah. Okay, good night, you guys. Bye.